Hunger for runs on the field and their undying love for a classic Haleem. Well, you guessed it right. Today's recipe is dedicated to Sunrisers of Hyderabad. Hey guys, this is Varun Inamdar and welcome to Indian Culinary League. Talking about Hyderabad, it'll be injustice if we do not refer to Haleem. Well, on that note, what is Haleem? It's a classic combination made with goat meat to take care of the cooking time or the preparation time of the meat and the dals, lentils and broken wheat rice and the things like that. I'm going to cook them both separately. The first thing is I'm going to use a pressure cooker, and into this I'm adding in very tender goat meat. Well, this is goat meat on the bone. I've cut them into relatively larger chunks. Well, traditionally, we always have to use meat which is on the bone. Do not get tempted to use boneless because you would terribly compromise on the flavor. To this, I'm adding in ginger and garlic paste. This is considered to be extremely difficult, but trust me, I'm going to make it absolutely simple for you to make and understand. I'm going to add in fried onions. I'm going to, of course, reserve a few for later. I'm going to add in green chilies. To this, I'm going to add in turmeric. Not too much, very little, because we do not want it to turn yellow in color. To this, the next ingredient is Shahi Jeera or royal cumin, followed by cinnamon. Using a stick of cinnamon, I'm not breaking this into finer pieces or smaller pieces because all this needs to be removed later. With this, I'm also using green cardamom whole. I'm using cloves whole. And another ingredient that I'm going to use, which is very indigenous to making a Haleem, that is Kebab chini. Kebab chini, well, is also known as tailed pepper. If you do not get this, do not worry, there's no hassle. You can replace this with allspice, or you can add in some garam masala. Of course, nothing can match the flavor of kebab chini, but if you do not get, that does not mean you will not make it. To this, I'm adding in a cupful of water along with salt as required. I'm just adding like a teaspoon for now. We'll adjust it later. Let's give this a stir. And this now needs to cook till the meat is nice and tender. Let me shift this on the next burner. I'm going to take a wok here. And in this, I'm going to add in all the lentils and the barley, wheat and rice, lots of other things. Let's look at each one of them. I've taken broken wheat. Well, you can also take whole wheat. I've taken barley. To this, I'm also adding in Channa dal, green gram, which is split, Basmati rice or long grain rice for that nice flavor, red lentils or masoor dal, and finally, I'm using black gram split or Urad dal. We need to wash all of these nicely and transfer to our wok. Well, if you have another pressure pan or another pressure cooker, you can also cook it in that till it's nice, soft and tender. To this, let's add in a cupful of water and cook this covered till it's nice, soft and tender. A mixture of barley, rice, wheat and the dals or the lentils is cooked and ready. It's become nice and mushy, and that's exactly how we want it. Well, let's turn this flame off. If you notice, the meat has also cooked. It's come down to room temperature. I'll transfer this in a strainer. Now the idea here is to get all this beautiful liquid, and we do not want any of the spices. While removing the spices, we could also start removing the bones because that is also something that we are not looking at. When the meat becomes nice and soft, you will also notice that the bone marrow releases itself from the bone, and that is something that's going to add some nice flavor. Let's start removing the bones, the meat and the marrow. Let's keep all of these separately and secure. You may also wish to wait for some time because this at this stage is going to be extremely hot. It's going to be a little tedious, but trust me, it's all going to be worth it by the end of it all. The cooked meat has been separated well. So here we have the meat stock, we have the boneless meat, we have the bones, we have the spices and we have bone marrow. The next step now is to turn the flame on, and we're going to transfer the boneless meat along with the bone marrow. These two need to be nicely mixed. You could add in half a cup of water, but before adding that, the next crucial step is to mash this using either a potato masher or a wooden mallet. Well, since I have an iron pan or an iron wok, it's easier for me to mash it using a potato masher. If you do not have that, you could use a wooden spoon and just mash it. The idea to mash this is to give the Haleem its signature texture, and that is the shreds of boneless meat. While doing this, I'm also going to add in desi ghee, and the quantity is quite a bit. So to this, let's add in half a cup of ghee. All this while, ensure that the flame is nice and low because the Haleem, because of all the starch in the lentils and the rice and the wheat, it kind of becomes extra starchy, extra creamy and starts sticking to the bottom or the sides of the pan. Continue mashing till the meat has fragmented into little pieces and further down into single strand fibers. The next ingredient that goes in is again extremely critical, and that is fried onions. We're going to deliberately add them at this stage because you want them to kind of melt away in the Haleem. I'm just keeping a little aside for garnish. Continue mashing. The meat has mashed perfectly well. Let's add in the meat stock because that's where the real flavor is. Let's mix all of this perfectly well. This mixing is going to be a little tedious because remember the fact that the Haleem is loaded with ghee and what you've added is liquid. Make sure you keep scraping the sides, scraping the bottoms because the Haleem has become nice and creamy and you do not want your hard work to get stuck onto the pan. Mix this well. Final few steps. The first one and the most critical one is checking for salt. If that's ready, your Haleem is kind of ready. But trust me, I like taking things to the next level. Well, for that, I'll add in some meetha itr or attar. This is optional. You can choose to add, choose to avoid. That's a complete personal choice. And another ingredient that you can choose to add or avoid are rose petals in dried or fresh form. You can add them earlier so they kind of mix and gel with the fibers of the meat and the dals, the lentils, the barley, wheat and the rice. One final mix and your Haleem is ready. Here's wishing unlimited success and overflowing Haleem to my friends and fans of Sunrisers of Hyderabad.